Hey Glam Squad, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you this look, which takes me about 5 minutes to achieve. Now this is going to be a makeup tutorial, so it's not going to take 5 minutes to do it today, but on a normal day I can do this look anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes. Hopefully it's going to have some tips and tricks for you that will help you to achieve a makeup look in a hurry. A lot of times when we're running out the door, we still want to look glam, of course, but we don't want to have to take a lot of time to do it. So hopefully this is going to have some tricks so that you can look your best in the mornings but not take a long time getting it done. So this is also going to be a giveaway. Just so you know, pretty much every video I make is going to have a giveaway because I have a lot of makeup. What I have is a Wander Beauty highlighter and cheek blush palette. It's got 3 colors. That's really pretty. So if you want to be entered in the giveaway, all you have to do is like this video. And if you like it, then I will enter your name into a hat and you will be, if you're the lucky winner, I will send it to you. Since you're my friend, since I know if you're watching this, you're probably my friend. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. And if you want to know how to get this look, just keep watching. So this is my face after I've woken up, and this is my hairdo that I do when I'm in a super big hurry. So you probably have your go-to hairdo, whatever that may be. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I've just woken up, is I'm going to need to clean my face. Now normally on a good day I'd wash my face and do my skin prep, but today I don't have the time. So I'm just going to use a makeup wipe. I like the Neutrogena ones. Some people don't like those. I think they're fine. But you never want to put makeup on a face that hasn't been washed. When you do, your makeup will not adhere correctly. It'll look, because you have natural oils on your face. So this is really just to kind of give your face a morning wake up. It also puts a little bit of moisture into the skin, which helps it makeup and moisturizer to adhere. So you want to just get your little morning eye crusties. And I obviously washed my face the night before and put moisturizer and stuff, but you always want to clean your face again in the morning. And if this doesn't work for you and you have your own routine, that'll, that's fine. But again, this is what I literally will do when I have no time. Okay. So the next step will be to use a moisturizer. I like the Aveeno because it has sunscreen in it. So for you, you might not need sunscreen. I am very dry skin, so I need moisturizer, and I'm fair skinned, so I need a sunscreen. You can use whatever you want. Maybe you don't need moisturizer at all. I don't recommend that. Whatever skin type you have, I think you should use a moisturizer, but you do you. So this is just what I use. I feel that this stuff isn't sticky. It dries down really nicely. And it's not like, how when you use SPF, sometimes it's really like it leaves you kind of glossy. This one doesn't. It actually dries down really nice. Now, something I do when I'm in a really big hurry is I put a fan on my face. I like all these layers to dry, and that's really hard to do when you're in a hurry. It's going to dry down naturally because I'm going to be talking through this tutorial. Obviously, this tutorial is going to take a lot longer than 5 minutes, but because I'm going to talk you through each step. But if you have the ability to either have a fan on your face or have like a rotating fan in the ceiling, I have this little hand fan thing, and sometimes I'll just like stand it on my, on my dresser while I'm doing my makeup, and I'll turn it on, and that helps. You don't have to have this, obviously, but I will say if you are somebody who needs, whose skin doesn't absorb really quickly, that might be a good option for you. Otherwise, you're probably okay. So the next thing I do is I use a CC cream. On mornings when I'm in a hurry, foundation can actually be a little bit tricky. It can leave streaks. It doesn't always apply as well easily as something like a CC cream. CC cream is much more forgiving. It's basically almost like a moisturizer with tint in it. So even if your skin is really nice and you want to use a tinted moisturizer, that's fine. You guys already know I like the IT Cosmetics CC cream. It has an SPF too, but like I said, I always use moisturizer and SPF. So this is this I like to use when I'm in a hurry because it applies quickly, easily, and I don't have to worry about the application as much as I do on a foundation. So what I'll do is I'll take kind of like a pump and maybe like a little extra, because it's got the little pump application, and I use my fingers. And the reason is, when you're in a hurry, I don't have time to like kind of go through my tools and figure out which is going to be the best tool to use for my face. So I will just use my fingers. Now, I had acne when I was in high school, and that left a lot of acne scarring in my cheeks, which you can kind of see right there. I'll try to zoom in. You can, so those pores are going to stick out. The good thing about a CC cream, and actually this is a good hack in general, is if you rub it into the skin in a clockwise motion and then rub it into the skin counterclockwise, what's going to happen is that's going to naturally fill in your pores with the with whatever you're doing. This could be moisturizer, makeup, foundation. It's just naturally going to fill that in. So see how it's like, you can kind of see the pores, but it's a lot less noticeable now because I've rubbed it into the skin. And that's one thing that's nice about using your fingers. You can use more or less pressure depending on the part of your face that you're applying the makeup. So you want to make sure that when you're applying, you're really rubbing that makeup into crevices, like around your nose or around your mouth, but also that you're rubbing it in maybe where you know you need more coverage. And at this point, I would consider my face covered. Now, dark circles and puffy eyes is basically hereditary. So, you know, if your mother or grandmother has dark under eyes, then you probably do too. It is something that you really can't help genetically. It's just how, you know, how we're born. So I don't really have dark under eyes, so I'm actually okay with whatever coverage this gives me. If you're someone who needs more coverage, at this point I would suggest, you know, maybe get some concealer and dab it in with your finger. Dabbing it in with your finger, your hands are obviously going to be warm like your body temperature, so it's actually going to kind of melt into the skin really nicely. You know, obviously there's tips and tricks to making your makeup look perfect, but on a day like today where you're, you know, running late and you don't have time to do all that, you know, putting a little bit on the tip of your finger, maybe just putting it, may not be a perfect coverage, but it will probably give you a better coverage, especially if somebody needs that attention. Another hack might be to put the concealer on first with your finger, and then putting whatever tinted moisturizer or CC cream over that. So then we're done. Now I'll take this hand wipey is another reason I like these wipes. I can now use it to clean my hands to go on to the next step. I'm kind of I don't know. Do you guys mind your hands being dirty? I hate it. When I eat, I use like 1,000 napkins. I don't know. I don't like my hands dirty. So, okay. So the next step. Now, again, because I've had that acne scarring when I was younger, I have larger enhanced pores. What powder does for you is it fills those pores in. So while this makeup is still a little bit tacky, what you want to do is get powder on there, and the powder is going to go between your pores and into the skin, and that will leave you with a more flawless finish. That's one of the reasons why people like to powder down. Even if you're a dry skin person like myself, I will still always powder down because it's going to fill in these pores even more than that CC cream did. So you already know I'm going to use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and I'm going to use a powder puff. And I'm basically going to take this puff and press it into the skin so that it fills in those pores. I'm going to concentrate the powder on the areas where I know I need it more. So I'm going to press here first where my pores are largest, and then use the rest to just kind of fade out the rest of my face where I don't need it as much. Okay. And now we have a more, it's not going to ever be perfect, but it, you know, powder definitely helps. So that's So at this point, I'm going to do my eye makeup. Now, we're obviously in a hurry. I'm not going to have time for like a super dramatic eye, but there are ways to do your eye makeup to give you a little bit of depth and color without having to spend an hour doing it. So what I recommend is using I don't know if they're called liquid, but I use these Super Sock shadows from ColourPop. Now, what I would recommend is using a more neutral color. This one is called Waddles, and it kind of is like skin-like, it has a skin-like finish and color to it. That's really going to help because it's going to allow you to do it quickly, so mistakes won't be as noticeable if I just kind of brush it on there in a hurry. But it will also allow you to have a little bit of color. Now, they have different colors. This one's another one of my favorites. It's called Porter, and it's got some like red in it. This actually, if you felt a little bit skilled, you probably could do that. Actually, ColourPop makes one of my favorite blues in the world. Oh my goodness, isn't this gorgeous? Strangely enough, it's called Coconut. ColourPop's colors are wacky to me, or the way they name their colors. But it's a really beautiful blue. Look at that. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because, again, in a hurry, I don't want to do anything that's going to enhance a mistake that I might make just kind of doing a swipe and go, because that's literally what I'm going to do. But I'm going to show you how to do it in a way that hopefully will be quick, efficient, but also nice. Okay. So I'm going to use my middle finger. They say when you apply like under eye makeup, or under eye, when you apply moisturizer to under your eye, you should use your ring finger, because a ring finger is your weakest finger and it will apply most gently. However, and the index finger is the strongest because we use that one the most. However, I need a little bit of both, so I'm going to use my middle finger. So no offense, but we're going to be using that finger, so I'm not flipping anyone off. What I'm going to do is concentrate that color. I'm going to swipe it around the makeup, the eyeshadow. This is almost like a wet to dry formula, so it's a little tacky right now, but it's actually going to have like a powder finish. So what I'm going to do is concentrate that color in the center of my eye. So I'm just going to kind of get it here and rub it out, and then I'm going to slowly bring it in to the center of my eye. Now that color is concentrated here in the middle of my eye, my finger. So doing it this way allows me to go kind of slowly towards the center of my eye and then work my way outwards. And then what I'm going to do is just slowly kind of feather it. Since the lightest amount of application is at the top of my finger, it will allow me to kind of feather out. By concentrating the color in the center, you're allowing it to be most enhanced there, but work your way in, work your way out, feather towards the top. And that's it. Now, obviously I would normally just do one swipe and go, but in this case I'm trying to show you proper application. So the same on the other eye. We're going to start in the center and work my way towards the, or excuse me, start in the center of the eye and then work my way towards the center of my face, and then slightly feather the outside, feather towards the top. And that would be it. So now I have a little bit of color, a little bit of eyeshadow, so I don't look exactly, I don't want to say dead because nobody looks like that. But you know, you're adding a little bit more depth to the face, and you're adding a little bit more color, and that's gonna make you look a little more glamorous. So at this point I would be done with that. If you want to, you could add more, you could add less, but again, this is what I'm doing in a big hurry. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is eyeliner. Now, I know what you're thinking. You probably don't have time for eyeliner, and you might be right under most circumstances. But I've also learned how to do eyeliner really well, so I've actually gotten pretty good at it. Depending on your skill level, you may want to skip this step, or, you know, or if you're really good, you might want to do it. What I like to do is use a very skinny eyeliner when I'm in a hurry. This is the Maybelline Master Precise Skinny Gel Pencil. So I just squeeze out a little bit. And what I actually do is I'm going to do my my upper, I don't know what this line is called, but whatever it is, the inner eye line, lid, the upper, that upper lid with your eye. This took me a long time to get comfortable with, I'll be honest. This did not come easily to me, but because I have hooded eyes, this is actually one of the ways to make my eyes look biggest, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So when you start here and work your way under the eye, and I'm just going to do the upper eye, and that's it. I'm not really going to do anything here, but already you'll see that this eye looks a little bit bigger than this one. And it's just from doing that under eyelid. So I'll put out a little bit more. Okay, obviously I made a mistake. No problem. I do this a lot. Just rub it out. That's another one of the reasons that using a neutral color is super helpful, because even if you make a mistake, it's not like a big color where it's super noticeable. I just take a little color from the ColourPop and throw it on. Let me take some, put it on here. Good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So that will be it. I won't, sometimes that's naturally going to bleed into the lower eye. On this one, onto the lower lid. Sometimes it happens to me. It's not a big deal. I can live with it. You do you. Okay. So let me put the cap back on that so it doesn't dry out. Alright, at this point, I'm going to do my blush. Now, I am a big fan of blush. I love blush. It's one of my favorite makeup things. I'm trying not to use tools in this tutorial, and it's not because, it's because when I do this makeup look, I try not to use any at all, because my fingers are the quickest, most effective way to get my makeup on. So that's why I don't really have a lot of tools that I use doing this look, except for maybe that powder puff. But one of the things you're never going to get away with is a blush brush. So with a blush brush, I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Heather Silk. These are Color Con, but I don't know. It's Wet n Wild. It's a blush. I didn't actually even buy this. I went to New Mexico to visit Lynette. Hey, Lynette. And she saw that when I travel, I tend to take like the last of my makeup or my cheapest makeup. And she saw that I had like little to no blush left. So she bought me some. She bought me 2 of them. Literally, I think that was like 10 years ago. I'm still using it. It's fine. Maybe, I know they say these things expire, but I haven't had any problems with it, so I still use it. And it's really pigmented, so I do have to be a little bit careful that I don't overgo. Okay. Eyebrows. Now, depending on your eyebrows, you may need to do a more precise or not precise brow. I have pretty full eyebrows just by themselves. I don't really feel the need to do anything with them. What I do is, just to give it a nice look, is I'll take a brow brush and brush through them. And then I will also use I'm using here the Benefit Give Me Brow, but to be honest, any like brow product we'll use. For years, I actually just used brow mascara. I would buy a brow mascara. They're hard to find now. Everything's black, but I would just find a brown mascara, and then I would just brush it through my eyebrows, and that would be my quick brow hack. But now with brow products being a lot more inexpensive and easier to come by, I got this at Ulta. I just use this. So this will actually just give me some color and fill in anything, fill any gaps in my brows. It'll brush them out at the same, at the same time giving it color and at the same time filling in anything that any sparse areas. And that's it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is my mascara. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I do my mascara, I always get mascara everywhere. But I have a hack for that I've come up with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my lashes. Now, this is a skip you might be able to skip. This is a step you might be able to skip. I sometimes skip it when I'm in a super big hurry, when I want to do this like in 3 minutes instead of 5. I won't even curl them. I'll just throw some mascara and I'll only do the top lashes so that I don't have to worry about getting anything on the lower lashes. But in this case, I'm going to show you how I do mine when I am in a hurry, but I have time to actually get them done. So the first thing I'm going to do is curl them. Now, depending on you, you might not need to curl them. You might have naturally curly lashes. I have really flat lashes. I won't complain about them. I actually think my lashes are fine, but they do tend to be really flat. So I like curling them, and then putting the mascara, putting on mascara acts like almost like a hairspray so that they stay curled. Now I'm going to use the Essence Lash Princess. This was given to me my friend Cece. She's awesome. If you don't have a friend like Cece in your life, you need one. She loves makeup like I do. So this mascara though is really good. So what I tend to do is, because I used to, when I would curl, like, you know, put the mascara on, I used to get mascara all over my eyelid, and I would try everything, but I couldn't get it to work. So what I found is, like, I just needed to get my eye as close to closed as possible to keep it away from the eyelid. So what I do is I take a mirror and I look down into the mirror so that it so from your perspective it's gonna look like my eye is closed, but from my perspective down in the mirror, it's not closed, it's just away from the lid. So what I'll do is, as I put the mascara on, I'm gonna pull the lashes up but out, so that way I'm not getting anywhere near my lid, and I'm less likely to make a mistake. Man, I need a second cup of coffee. I feel like I'm mumbling this morning. Always happens every time. You can't. Let me get some more. If it's still wet when if the mascara is still wet when you rub it, it tends to rub out. So I think I got most of it. Okay. So at this point, I would probably leave. I don't really need to do anything else because I keep my like a little makeup bag in my purse, and so I often will just grab a lip gloss out of there and throw that on. But since we're doing this tutorial, I will show you a lip gloss that I would probably use. I really like the Dose of Colors lip glosses, but I have this Dose of Colors lipstick in Stone. They're liquid lipsticks, and I would definitely recommend that you use a nude. Now, I'm not always all about the nudes. I do like, don't get me wrong, I love a nude color, but I don't always like an all nude look. Like, this is a very toned down look. But because we're in a hurry, I don't want to worry about precision. And the darker the lipstick, the more precise I have to be. So nude lipsticks and nude lip glosses can be very forgiving. So I'm going to do this without lining my lips. I'm just going to be very careful. And that completes this look. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Obviously, it took me 20 minutes to show you how to do it. But I really think it's super helpful to be able to learn a routine that can help you do your makeup in a hurry, because even though you may be literally running late for everything and you don't even have time to look in the mirror, let alone actually get a makeup look done, it is nice to know that you could at least look a little bit more presentable, because you don't want to look like you just ran out. You you don't mind running out the door, but you maybe don't want to look like you ran out the door in the morning. So at least this gives you a little bit of color to your face and makes you may look a little bit more presentable, especially if you're going out in service, because you don't want to go to somebody's door looking all crazy. So hopefully this was helpful to you and you learned some new tricks. Let me know in the description box what's a hack that you have to get your makeup done in a hurry, and maybe something that you'd like to see us for in the future. Okay, thanks. Hope you guys have a nice day.